That's enough. That's enough. That's enough, Marvin. You gonna get me in trouble, man. That's enough. Yes, yes. Bless up one and all. One of those late nights where you can't find a piece of sleep or rest. You know, so when you have something on your mind you want to discuss. So I said, let me step up here and see what the world is talking about. Everybody, every talking head, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, has an opinion on Will Smith's smack heard and seen around the world. Oh man, he ruined his career. Or I heard one guy say Chris Rock is a punk. I wouldn't have done that. Ain't no way I would let another grown man come up on me. There was another comedian that came out and said he would have shot him. You know, uh, his brother was like, I wish that was me. You slapped my brother, man. There's a whole lot of us rock brothers. You ain't gonna be slapping all of us. So, his brother took that to heart. His younger brother, because Chris is not a fighter like that. But you have to, okay, he might not be a physical fighter, but to be in the game of comedy, what people don't realize is you have to have some heart to survive. And that man has been around for 30 years in the game of comedy. He ain't pretty. He's not the best. He's not the tallest. He's not the most built. And he's not the funniest. Yet he survives. And he's a giant among men. He's a giant among comedians. He's done movies with Eddie Murphy. He was in New Jack City. He's done movies with Danny Glover. You understand me? People could talk about Will Smith's movie career because it's big and loud and a whole lot of circumstance to it, right? Independence Day, boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, we definitely get that. He did some other very Bad Boys. He did that series. Very good movie. But Chris Rock has his, by all rights, he was in Beverly Hills Cop. You know, with the giant of giants, Eddie Murphy. So a lot of people are not taking that into account. They're like, oh, poor Chris Rock. All he has is comedy. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. How soon we forget all the movies that this brother's been in, and he kicked the door open for Will Smith, not vice versa. So a lot of times he's going about looking at this very wrong. Will Smith did not kick the door open for Chris Rock. Chris Rock kicked the door open for Will Smith because you know just like Eddie kicked the door open for Chris Rock. They work hand in hand together. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Thoughts of the week. What's good, my brother from the Coops? Ooh, I wish I knew who this was, man. But big up yourself. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. I'm gonna do some googling real quick while I'm on air, so I could really just verify a lot of what I'm saying. But let me see this. This is his siblings right here. Chris Rock. You got Tony Rock, Charles Rock, Kenny Rock, Andre Rock, Jordan Rock, Brian Rock, and looks like Anda Rock. Excuse me. And he's 57 years old. Now, that's a lot of rocks. That's a lot of damn rocks to contend with. I don't think that they have that passive aggression like Chris do. I don't think they have a heart of that inner, they might have the inner strength to take something like that the way Chris would. You know what I'm saying? So Will Smith, okay. I said I would, excuse me. I said I would look at it from a different point of view. I believe what Will didn't help his career whatsoever. Because see, he had a brand as being more or less a positive force and a philosopher that he could be the player on Bad Boys and cuss and carry on and mess with all the women. But when the cameras go off, hey, that's just a character. This is Will Smith. He's a family man. He goes home to his family, right? So, but now, in a sense, it's art playing life when it comes to Will Smith in a bad way. You can't be out here promoting peace and then your first response is to push push violence because your wife gave you the side eye. You can't you, excuse me, you you know you cannot protect and show respect to a woman's honor who did not do the same for you. He, what Jada Pickett did was the most foulest thing you could do. Foul. She had, yes, they might have an open marriage, but here's the key word when you have that: discretion. Discretion. You do it respectfully, and you don't bring it to the house. The children's friends are off limit. The bedroom that you share together is off limits unless you agree to have a threesome. But then that's on you. But the bedroom that you share together is off limits. She violated all of that. And then she did it, then she spoke about it publicly like he ha 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 we all laugh, right? And she enjoyed every moment of it because she was tearing away the fabric of his manhood, and he stood there and he took it. The man took it. He took it, man. Me personally, I'm getting her out the house immediately because I know me. I couldn't take it. I'm a petty cat when it comes to something. I'm very it's not pettiness. I'm a prideful cat. Wrong choice of words. I'm a very prideful cat when it comes to situations like that. You'd have to get out my damn house because it's no longer your home. After what you did, that ain't your damn home. How how could it be your home? How could it be your home after what you did? It can't be because see, you violated me, you violated our son. You just took it to the max with your violation. Okay, and then you want to tell the world about it and smile while you're doing it. You know, and in a sense, you wanna you wanna put it back on your husband. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, he did the same thing. He did the same thing. What's going on, man? I'm trying to share the link, which for some reason is giving me a little hell. Okay, invite, copy, boom, it's copied, right? Then you try to switch it back on your husband who stood there, and then at the end of the whole thing, you made a joke about it, like bad marriage for life. That ain't funny. There's nothing funny about that. But back to Chris Rock. I said from the beginning that Tony Rock was going to go in. Yeah, well, back to Chris Rock, man. Anybody could stand on the outside and look in and say, I would have did XYZ, XYZ. Just like I hear people talk about slavery and said, if I was born back then, I would have done this, I would have done that, I would have done this. You don't know what you would have done. Please just stop it. If you would have got slapped off stage like that, you don't know what you would have done. I'm a survivor, so I'm not a by nature, I'm not aggressive, but I'm a survivor. I don't care what the situation is, I'm going to survive. So that happened, and I could probably tell you the truth that I probably would have handled it like Chris Rock. Now, once we went to commercial, I would have stepped to him and said, "Come talk to me. Come talk to me in my trailer. It's not a request. Come talk to me in my trailer, me and you alone." And then we could have handled it, the situation, however my soul fit to handle it, while there's no eyes on us, no cameras on us at all. I would have said my piece to him, and then whatever became after that came after that. Plain and simple. It wouldn't have been no. I'm not going to showcase myself for these people because that's what they want. I'm not going to put myself on display for these people because that is what they want. I'm not holding no tin cup. I ain't no monkey. I'm not going to dance for you because you say to dance for me. I'm not going to be the nigga that you want me to be. I'm not going to be any nigga, period. So that's what Will did. He took his career in a sense and he said, let me show you how to flush it. Because he apologized to everybody but the man he did the wrong to. He's trying to say that he's that much bigger than Chris Rock, right? That he don't need to apologize to Chris Rock. Whereas at the same time, you wouldn't be where you were without Chris Rock. It's not vice versa, people. Will Smith did not come before Chris Rock. He did not. Will probably had the bright lights and big bright lights on him, but Chris Rock, people like Chris Rock and Keenan Ivory Wayans and folks like that, that was how he was able to get into the doors like that. He had the big lights and he basically got a shortcut into show business. They were laying the bricks. The same things with the Arsenio Halls and all them too. Arsenio is funny, by the way, and Arsenio is all of Cleveland. He looked like he always plays the background like, oh man, Arsenio's soft. Arsenio is not soft. You could test him if you want. Arsenio is not soft. That Cleveland will come up out of him, boy. You know, his father used to run with Don King, so that says it all right there. But back to Chris Rock, man. I gotta say that I respect how he handled it because he did take two steps forward after Will slapped him and he was like, nah, we ain't gonna do this here. We're not gonna do this here. And it shows your true character when you apologize to not apologize to the man that you did the wrong to. To apologize, you have to put yourself in the room. Say, I'm the one who made it. I'm the one who did the wrong here. Chris did nothing. I was completely wrong. I wouldn't blame him if he smacked the hell out of me right now. And there's really nothing that I could do because I deserved this and I had it coming, you know? And when more people come in here, we'll have a discussion on this. But I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if now that shows how big your character is. That that half-ass apology he gave to the Academy of Awards, to the Oscars, and not to Chris Rock. Where's your brotherhood, man? Where's your respect? Where is it? Where's your you always preach about positivity, humility, and all of that, especially in that book, Alchemist. Where is all that, Will? You sounding like a straight hypocrite now. It's like you burning down the kingdom that you built because of this woman who destroyed you. And I'm wondering, somebody need to do an interview with old boy August to find out if Will ever stepped to him and slapped him. Did Will ever step to him in a threatening manner, period? Or was he just like, okay, man, I'm cool with it, but you can't come back after this? Because did he ever step to him? Did Will Smith ever step to August? You know? And why they still married? She don't love that man. You can clearly see she don't love him. They don't love each other. So why are they still together? Does anybody really feel any love when you see them together? Any? You feel that energy like, oh man, they really love each other. Say what you want to say about Jay-Z, but you don't see him and his wife out there all the time. He knows how to do it. Same thing with Denzel. You don't see him and his wife out there all the time. You know, Harrison Ford is one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. He refuses to live in Hollywood. He lives in Wyoming. I was watching the interview. I was watching 60 Minutes. He was doing the interview. Man pulled up in his pickup truck, rebel flag flying and everything. He was like, "Oh, excuse me." He was like, "Yeah, I'm him." He's like, "Oh, okay. I just want to check. I just want to check. I don't mean any disrespect, man. It's good to see you here, man. It's good to see you. Hope you stay around." Then he got back in his truck and left. He can't stand Hollywood, so he rolled out. Sly Stallone been in Hollywood for I don't know how many decades. Can't stand Hollywood. He prefers New York, where everything's up in your face, rough, raw, and rugged. Everybody knows who's who. You understand me? And he's only 5'7" or 5'6". He's a little short, somebody, but he got the strength of 10 men in him, though. He said, "I can't live out here. It's just not real, you know." And you telling me that Chris Rock survived Brooklyn, Brooklyn, all his life, and then get put down like that? Survived Hollywood all this time and get put down like that. And then in one night, Will says, "Damn our friendship, damn our brotherhood, whop whop. Damn your manhood too, Chris. Whop whop." Box someone named Fierce, man. Just box him without any regard for his wife, his kids. Because here's what I have a real issue with. Will Smith laughed at the joke. He sat there and he laughed at it because it was humorous, but I didn't know what he was talking about at first. But he laughed at the joke. That's the real joke here. And Jada gave him that look like, "I told you were soft." And that's what did it. She probably tell him in bed he saw. Hmm. Probably threatens to divorce him every day. "I'm going to divorce you." I would write the check to her and get her out my life and my house. I would call my lawyer, call my agent, call my accountant, and say, "Let's do this right here." Write her the check that she gets with her prenup and get her the hell up out my life. You know that's gonna hurt you, right? Hey, financially, I'll take the hit, but spiritually, I need my center of gravity back and I need my happiness back. I have no time for this stank heifer. She's a stank one. No, no, she's a stank one. She's miserable. She's a home wrecking hoe. You don't do that. You don't put business like that out in the street, then you go on Oprah telling Oprah that he ain't no good in bed. He makes love to me like a boy. What? A boy. And this is what she's doing. She's not stupid. She knows she can't get no bigger or better than Will Smith. How you gonna get bigger and better than Will Smith? Name me somebody else bigger and better than Will Smith that's not white. Tom Cruise don't want to deal with her. Ain't none of them dudes gonna deal with her. All right? Okay. So that being said, what she's gonna do is she's gonna destroy every layer of his character, just like that. My man, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
My-
What's good? What's
All is
good?
good. my man from the Bronx,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Giovanni. I know who this is. Yeah. Before you say anything, do you remember this? Heartbeat to make you feel.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
that?
Yes, indeed.
Remember that song? Me, you, and Carzell, and we changed the wording.
Yeah, yeah,
We were gonna change. We was gonna change hip hop when we were kids. Remember? Remember
yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. How you been, man?
Good,
You looking
man.
shiny
Good,
as a brand new. You look, yeah, looking shiny as a brand new black pearl, boy. How you be?
good. Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man.
How's your
No
health, man? I
complaints.
heard you went to the hospital, bro.
Oh, brother, I was born, man. With a hereditary heart issue, right?
Mm,
So that's what's as I get older, my heart is getting weaker. My heart is very weak right now. So let's just say it's a
mm,
long journey because there's a process you go through to get where you need to get, and it's just a long process, man. I'm not gonna get healed overnight. There's no healing for my heart.
right, right,
There's
right.
only there's only one other thing for me to do, but that's a
Mm,
long, long process, man. You
mm.
know. So but the blessing is I had all my children checked out and my grandchildren. None of them have it. It wasn't passed on to none of them.
Okay,
So
okay.
so it dies with me, and that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you.
How's everything, man?
Good, man. Good, good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Pretty
Same
good.
here, man. I just couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep, and so I said, let me do this impromptu right quick and see
All
and
right.
see what's good.
That's
But you
what's
know
up.
what, man? I'm gonna go on mute because I want to hear your take on it. Go ahead and give your take on it, and I'm
Whew,
gonna go on
man.
mute. But before you do that, real quick, let me just acknowledge this brother, Khan Shanre. Respect, man. Respect, respect, man. Always happy when I see you, brother. Always happy when I see you. All right. Yeah, man. Go ahead and give your piece on it, man. I'll go on mute real quick.
All right, man. It's I don't know. It's kind of things on a lot of different levels. Is the way I look at it. Um, when I first looked at it, of course, I was probably like everybody else. It looked like, yo, it's kind of fake looking, and they're both actors. They know how to, they get that training on how to do the different slaps, make it look real for the camera angles, and of course, Will's been in these superhero type movies, hero type movies, so I guess he's pretty good at doing that type of stuff. And then, of course, I didn't watch the Oscars at all. This is all from watching the video. Everybody been putting it out and talking about it. And then I started kind of looking at things from another angle. I started saying, well, you're looking at this is Hollywood. You hear the stories on how Hollywood gets down, and I started looking at it from like, yo, what if this is some type of on some ritual tip? And of course, you go back to the MK Ultra type of thing. That was CIA did experiments of different types of mind control, if I'm understanding that correctly. And I said, well, let me look at these videos a little closer, study them a little bit. And so I was looking at the slap video, and I was looking at the video where they had Tyler Perry, Denzel, and I noticed something kind of interesting in that video, and they was consoling him, but then he was starting to go back to his seat, and then there was a white dude who came out. I don't know if he was an actor or just somebody in the industry or what, and probably knew Will. He was a little bit more hands on with Will, with the consoling, touching him and patting him on his back, gave him a hug. Now I don't know prior to the video or prior to what Denzel and Tyler Perry were doing. I just seen it to the point where they were all standing together with him, Tyler Perry, Will, and Denzel. and one was dusting him off a little bit. The other one might have had I think Denzel might have had his hand on his shoulder for a few seconds or whatever. And then Will walked back to towards his seat. And then I said, seen the white dude. So I was like, yo, what's the dude doing over here? And he was a little bit more touchy-feely, hands-on. And I remember this show. I forget what it's called, but it was Jesse Ventura had a show, a series. It might have been called Jesse Ventura's Conspiracy Theories or something like that. But I remember
That's the guy that used to wrestle, right?
Yeah.
Used to wrestle.
He was actually in he was actually in the Navy SEALs too. I think they called it something.
For mayor, he ran for mayor somewhere in 1 2, right?
Yep. And I remember a particular episode he had where the guy he had on his show said something about how they can program military soldiers to do whatever. And what he did was he told Jesse Ventura, look, at a certain time, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he said there was a guy who was, I think the guy was a former military, but he had retired. But he said, look, at a certain time, I'm going to do this to this guy, and I'm going to make him, the guy didn't, he walked straight, but he said, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to program him to walk with a limp. And then at a certain time, I'm going to call him back and tell him, whatever code word he's going to use with the dude and make him walk straight again. So Jesse was talking to the dude they was going to do the experiment on. He's talking with him. And then the dude's phone rang. So the dude picked it up. And, Jesse stopped talking with him, but they was walking. And all of a sudden, the dude just kind of went in a daze a little bit. And then went back, put the phone up, and then started walking with Jesse and talking to him. But he started walking with a limp. Now, that could be looked at as fake or whatever. It could have been staged as well, or it could have been real. But I was looking at it from that standpoint of, from talking to people in the military in the past, they do some things, they can get down with some stuff on those little mind control stuff. And so I was wondering, was the dude who gave him a hug, I said, I wonder if he was part of that, because he was more on Will and he gave him a hug, and then that could have been just him consoling him. It could have been nothing to it, but I was trying to look at things from all angles. And I said, I wonder if dude might have had, he's part of the program in Will, because at one point when I looked at Will going to the stage and then coming back, he seemed kind of, especially when he was sitting in the seat telling him, don't talk about my wife, he kind of had a different look about him, a different stare, and it could have all just been him doing the act because he's an actor. So I was kind of looking at it from that angle as well. And then I was saying to myself, well, let's say it is real. That was messed up, because first thing I said, okay, I looked at it from that angle for a couple of different angles. And if it was real, it's like, he could have took dude to the back and said, yo, that wasn't cool, man.
That was my first thought.
Right. Then whatever would have happened backstage or whatever just would have happened backstage if it, if one person didn't like what the other person had to say. That was cool. That would happen backstage. But him doing it up there like that. Another thing that crossed my mind was, you got all these white folks, and then the fact that it was supposed to be an all black kind of casting type thing as well. And that kind of made me also think into the setup of, could it all be a setup? Could it be a thing where, again, you're looking at, this is the Hollywood thing, and then when you talk about even the music industry, a lot of the dudes is coming out saying, you got to do certain things to get to certain levels, right? And so I was looking at it, maybe that's what's going down. If Will want to get to another level, or to start getting back some notoriety again, because I guess he hadn't been in a lot of films as of late, they had to make up something for him to do. And maybe that was the thing for him to do.
He's actually been in some films, but here's the difference. The films that he's been in have been very purposeful, and they've had very powerful purpose and very powerful meaning, and those films didn't get pushed. Yeah, no. You got to go back. You got to go back a little bit further than that. The football film he did,
The
concussion.
CTE. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He it didn't get a lot of push either, did it? Just like this film here, I forgot
Mm-hmm.
it existed. I forgot that
The King
film
Richard.
existed.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
kind of
that
quiet
tells
on
you,
that.
yeah, that tells you when he does the Bad Boys, when he does, the things like, anything that make him look loud and foolish, those get pushed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything serious that has a purpose that could that could uplift and or make you think and go out and do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much. But you know what I did find out? I heard this on another show and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna do my own research on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the company is called KKR. That that's an investment. That's an investment company. That's a global investment company, right?
Okay.
They own the Oscars, and
Mm.
they're actually partners with who? Pfizer.
Right, right.
Pfizer. Pfizer has an alopecia medicine coming out in a little bit. So
Yep. I did
maybe
a
all of this,
I did a
yeah,
news story on that on my other channel.
yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what you do real quick, because a lot of people don't know. I don't even know if you still if you still do that. What you do? What did you do before you got into? What was your job, or what was your career
Hmm.
before you do what you do now?
You mean in the law enforcement services?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's the yeah. Because you're the one that told me about a sound gun.
Yeah.
Because I started to pay attention to things when you take a man like Paul Mooney, whose mind was as sharp as the tip of a diamond, no matter how old he got. Then I started to hear him speak, and I'm like, who the hell is this?
Mm.
Right?
Yep. Yep.
He
Yep.
wasn't making any sense at all.
Yep.
He was on the Tom Joyner show, one morning, and then he got off, and Jay was like in tears. Jay that used to be Jay that was on there, the comedian, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, that ain't Tom, that ain't Paul Mooney.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess they finally got to him.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No, but you know how else I looked at it. Back to Will and Chris. From my point of view, we always hear about Will Smith, but listen to me. Chris Rock was there first.
Yeah.
Chris Rock was in Hollywood first, but he didn't have the bright lights in big city. He was laying the bricks. He was laying the bricks, and then Will was doing the rapping and carrying on
Yeah.
and carrying on, right? Then he
Yep.
lost his money and he got a pass and just he it, and he got that jump into Hollywood, right? While Chris is still out here building, 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 right?
Hmm.
But if it wasn't for guys like Chris, Keenan Ivory Wayans, and all those other guys that came before him, he never
Hmm.
would have got a pass being how he was coming from hip hop because these dudes are hip hop also.
Right.
So that was my viewpoint on it like that. You always hear about, oh, Will Smith is this big mega star. But okay, bright lights turned him off, and behind that, if you don't have a road to walk on, then how the hell are you gonna get to your destination? You cannot handle a man like Chris Rock like that because he's one of the foundation builders for you. It ain't vice
Hmm.
versa here.
Yeah.
You didn't build his foundation at all. So
Yeah.
that was my viewpoint. And if you look at it in the video, Chris took 2 steps forward because I think he got something in him, and then he pulled back, right?
Hmm.
But if that was Tony Rock, he would have took all them steps forward. They just two different people. I think he loved, and now notice he didn't talk bad about his brother. He simply came out and said, man, I wish that was me. I wish that was
Hmm.
me, man. Yeah, man. You slapped my brother like that,
Yeah.
man. There's a whole lot of us rock brothers out here. There's a whole lot of us. You're gonna be doing a lot of slapping.
Oh man, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, that was after looking at it from different angles. When I looked at it, like I said, it was just like, yeah, he could have. he could have done. There's another thing I thought about too, because he's supposedly so witty. He could have went up there and clowned on Chris, told a joke on back on him, as opposed to slapping. He could have done that, or waited till after it was over and talked to him in the back. But he could have just been witty and say, "Hey man, give me the mic real quick," and started cracking jokes back at him.
You
Anything
know
then,
what?
anything
Yeah,
then
but you know
slapping.
what Will has always been good at, and this is the truth why people love him. He's always been able to take all that nonsense they throw at him, and
Hmm.
turn it around and not make it and turn it around and make it like okay, y'all trying to make me the victim now. Watch me switch this around. He could have gone right up on stage, put his arm around brother, and been like, look, you know I got to go home with this woman. You know I got to go home with her, man. You know you've been to my house for dinner, right?
Yep,
He said,
yep.
and then he could have got up close and said, Chris, as soon as these cameras go off, you know we going backstage real quick. We're going backstage real quick, right? And then he could have sat back down.
Yeah,
That that's how Will Smith usually handled it. I don't
yeah,
know who this dude was we saw on stage. I don't know who that was because I
yeah.
guarantee you, if that was Steve Harvey, he's not handling Steve Harvey like that.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of looked at it from the angle of, maybe somebody got him in his mind a little bit and took him out of out of himself. And I don't know, man. That was just kind of, like I said, one angle I looked at it from there, because you hear so many stories about how they different things they get down. Then another thing was, I was paying attention to, well, still paying attention to it really. That would kind of lead me into one angle or another, is really kind of a couple of things. The I noticed, like, right after that, they were saying that Will's book sales went up, and then of course Chris Rock's sales for his comedy thing went up. And that's why it kind of made me think, like, yo, they doing the public shaming ritual, and then they're gonna start getting a lot of money after that. And then I'm looking at, well, you keep hearing the Oscars say they're gonna do something. I guess it's supposed to be, I guess, coming up, maybe April the 6th or something like that. They said they was gonna decide on what they were gonna do. So I'm kind of waiting to see what they say about that. Then of course he resigned. Will resigned already. So, and I was thinking, well, okay, that's kind of interesting. He decided to resign, and I'm wondering if the resigning means that he can come back no matter what they do. Now, if they decide to do something, resigning can lead you to come back at some point. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm waiting to see what the Oscars, what they're going to do, or if they said they were, or if they say, well, we were going to do X, Y, and Z, but since you resigned, that'll kind of put my antennas up if they do that, because I think it's
Hey,
something else. It's something else going on. If they play the, well, we were going to do something, but he already resigned, so whatever stipulations the resigning calls for. I don't know what the resigning. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna let him be permanently barred from it if he resigns. So he might be getting an opportunity to come back. But that would put my radars up if they don't really, if they say something that's not really like a big deal. So
I'll
I'll be
be
looking.
honest with you. How do I sound, man? Do I sound clear or am I
Yeah,
breaking up?
yeah. Nah, you good over here.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm thinking, and I've been thinking this for a long time. I'm 51 in August, and Will Smith, and all them other big, rich black people, men and women sitting in that audience, is a perfect example of you have all this money and supposedly you have all this power, but you still can't build your own table. You still can't build your own. You still need a pat on the
Yep,
head, huh?
yep. You got Tyler
Because
Perry. That could have been done something together.
think how powerful you will be if Tyler Perry, Will Smith, Master P, Magic Johnson, and I
Mhm.
can think of another brother all came together and decided, okay, we're gonna build our own. We're gonna get some investors, right? Because
Yep.
of course nobody wants to use their own money to start, right? So we're gonna get some investors that are really foreign, that are foreign. They're not gonna get no
Yep.
investors here, right? And then we're gonna say, okay, the first thing we're gonna start with is we're gonna build our own little mini Hollywood, or better yet, why don't we build our own NFL? But here's how it worked. We would do ours in the off season where there's this
Hmm.
big ass void. There's a big ass void. Nobody wants to hear about baseball all the time or whatever else because after college basketball, there's a big lull. There's this emptiness, right?
Yep.
So that's that's when you play your season, and then people will be like, "We don't, where you gonna get your players?" Historically black colleges,
Yep.
because
Exactly.
because you know what's so funny? Let me tell you how we killed ourselves. Back in the day, they didn't want us. They didn't want us.
Hmm.
They played us behind closed doors, and we used to kill them by 50, 60 points. And then they started taking the black players and building up their
On
schools.
their team, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And so years pass, right? Now people like, I don't want to play for the black schools, they ain't got no money. Because they
Mhm.
gave away their money decades ago. You are the money. You,
Exactly. Exactly.
right?
Yep.
So what you do is you flip it back and you say, come back home. Yeah, it's gonna be hard at first.
Hmm.
But look, there's black shoemakers out there that make great shoes, man. There's black watchmakers, there's black this, there's black that. Take all of that, build with them and show the world, even in America, we have our own. And if you
Hmm.
can't do it in America, as I stated, you could buy islands and start your own thing privately. You ain't bothering nobody, right?
That's
You
correct.
start your own, and then you excuse me, you go from there, right? Is it
Yep.
gonna be easy? Hell no. First couple of years is gonna be hard as hell. I
Hmm.
would say give yourself a 5 year plan, right? And that's just for the foundation of it.
Hmm.
That's just for the foundation. Once you get the foundation, then you have to work on the launch and this and that and everything else. But I only know how to I only know how to get great ideas. Someone else has to come in and say, okay, I can take you to the next step, and someone takes you
Right.
to the next
Right.
step.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not that guy that'll take you all the way to the end. I'm the guy that'll get you started. I'm the spark. I'm the spark in the dark. That's what I am.
Word, man. Yeah, and then of course they already got they kind of got the popularity set already. You got famous faces, so that'll kind of help in the process. And
And
then
they got
what's his name? What's his name already got a studio? Tyler Perry. They can already do shows over there in his
Black
studio.
Panther. Enough said.
Yep.
Black Panther. But you know what? I'm gonna say something that once people listen to the replay, they're gonna be like, Troy don't know what he's talking about. Yes, I do. Black Black Panther on a whole is a great hero, right?
Hmm.
But the story always comes back to being the same thing, right? You got you got this fictional African country that's never been conquered, right?
Hmm.
Never been conquered. Flip side to that is they've never helped Africa either. So now they feel they want to come out and tell the world about themselves. No, why you have to go? You stayed away from you stayed away from the Caucasians for years because you were distrustful of them. Now you're gonna willingly give yourself over to them. No, 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 no. You keep the curtains closed, and now you build from within.
Yeah.
You build from within, and you take over your own country, right? You give the country
Hmm.
back to the royals and get all those foreigners up out of there, right? And then and then when you're ready, when you're ready to come out to the world, you don't show them 100% of who you are. You show them 10 because your 10% with all that technology and all that you have is
Hmm.
better than their 100% at the present time.
Yep.
But so to me, the hero itself is you know he he's a great hero. He inspires, but the story's always the same. I'm going to go get help from the white man. It always goes back to that. It always goes back to that.
Yo, that sounds just like what's his name? And they killed him, Gaddafi. That was
Gaddafi,
that's what
yeah,
they said
because
he was heading to.
that's exactly what I and look what happened after he was dead. They're slaves
Hmm.
now. They're selling
Hmm.
people, and no one from this country is going
Yep.
over there to do nothing. Cuba went to South Africa during apartheid and helped them fight apartheid. America didn't lift one finger. Didn't lift one finger. So this is what I like to tell people. You know what? One man's tyrant is somebody else's hero.
Yeah.
Understand me? So
Yes,
you could
indeed.
say that that man's a tyrant, but you can't tell Nelson Mandela that Fidel Castro is a tyrant. You because he came over there with an army and they were ready to die. They were ready
Mm.
to die. They were ready to kill. And he had a game plan. He said, "This is how we're gonna do it." Because I know you really don't like violence, but if it comes to it, this is what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I've been reading stories that a few years back that Cuba had some I'm trying to think what that was, but I know in more recent years they had the some better cures for in regards to vaccine about this COVID, and they kept that under wraps. But it was another thing they had. It was something else they had some several years ago
It
that
had to
was
do with
better.
the eyes. It had to do with your eyes and some other things they got going on over there that they keep to the country. They're actually better than us in math too.
Mm, yep. Then I heard they was I spoke to somebody. I can't remember where it was. If I was talking to somebody on live that lived over there in Cuba. Well, I know it was the Stereo app that I can go on sometime. I was talking to some girl. She was from Cuba, and I asked her about did they have a in Cuba they had this thing. I remember reading in the news that they were giving free medical degrees. You can go get a free degree in Cuba for Black people. But she said it was for everybody. I said, "Oh, I read the news that they was giving it. They were specifically promoting it for Black people that can come from other countries can come there and get their medical degrees for free because of something
See,
what the what Castro had put into place or something like that."
yeah, yeah. Now, personally, I don't think Cuba's a paradise or paradises. I just think it has its faults, just like any other country, right?
Right, right.
The, the Libya, while he was still alive, this is Gaddafi, had its faults, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a home of slavery and children and men and women being sold right now. This is how he worked it. When you first got married, what they did was they checked your land. If it was worth anything, if it had any oil, if it was rich in something, right? They would say, I would buy your land. And this is what's going to happen. For the life of, for the time that you live in that house, you will not pay any mortgage, you will not pay any bills, you go to school for free, etc., 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 right? And then I think he'll give you like 10,000. I don't know. Maybe someone who's much more educated than me could jump on here and say it, and he'll give the family a certain amount of money, right? But they would live in that house mortgage free because he would pay for everything, right? You want to know why? Because that land will cover any amount of money that he's going to give them. He
Mm-hmm.
made he made at least $5 million a day.
From
That's
that
how rich
oil.
him. Yes. So he could give you look. He could give you thousands and thousands, but at the same time, people complain and say, "But he's taking that away from the families. The families wouldn't know what to do with it, nor know they have the resources."
Hmm.
That's how I would look at it, right? And
Yep.
then again they would say, "But you know, you're not giving them a chance to." But he's giving them a chance to live stress free. They don't have to pay any mortgage. They don't have to pay any BG. They don't have to pay their light bill, water bill, nothing.
Yep.
It's done.
Health care, schooling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember going are you familiar with Periscope?
yeah. I heard of it, but I never been on it.
Twitter, yeah, Twitter owned Periscope. It was you can go on live there, but of course they canceled it now, so that's been shut down. But when it was still good, I would go on there and I would like to talk to people from different countries and get on live with them. And I talked to a dude who was because you can click on the map like Libya, you can click on it and see who's live. So I clicked on somebody's video, and just so happens this guy was from Libya, and I asked him about that, and he said, yeah, from what I can remember, he was saying, yeah, you get free housing, you get free education, health care. They give you a certain amount of money. I remember the dude telling me that. I was like, what? And I said that, and yet they trying to make him look like he's some type of tyrant everywhere else. But this is what he's doing for his people.
Because there was a flip side to him. He liked
Mm-hmm.
little girls. He liked little girls. He liked young girls, and he had a harem of young girls and all of that, and he blew up the American plane. I don't remember, and somebody's family member was on there. I can't remember whose family member was on there, but it was retaliation for something, right?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And he gave Farrakhan $1 billion
Mm-hmm.
like it was nothing. And then Bush
But
told
I think
Farrakhan,
they didn't. I don't think they allowed him. Yeah, I don't think they allowed him to get it though.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bush was like, if you step one foot in America with it, you over.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew at the time, I knew a lot of brothers with the Fruit of Islam. And so I would go talk to them, and they were like, Troy, if they harm one hair on the minister's head, every street in America will run red with blood starting in D.C., starting right there by the White House. And these were serious cats. These ain't like the little young boys you had. These were serious cats.
Yeah.
These were some of the holdovers from the 70s and all of that, but you couldn't tell their age because they were in such great shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it wasn't. It wasn't like these cats nowadays. They've been to college and they refined and they want to have a discussion. These dudes did not want to have a discussion. They don't want to have no discussion. No,
Yep.
they want, they would introduce you to the grave painfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Yep.
man. And and
Yes,
and and
indeed.
and I used to work at the airport with one. He owned the limo service there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He owned the only limo service in that airport. He worked at BWI. And I'll never forget his eyes because his eyes could burn through steel. When he looked at me, he said, "Let me tell you something. Now, I'm not lowering my voice. I mean what I say. If they touch one hair on the minister's head, DC will burn. That's only the first place. That's going to
Mm,
be the first place. And I'll be one of the first ones that sacrifice my life."
mm.
And I'm like, oh. And he's like, yeah. And I stood stock still. I stood stock still, man, because he gave me a lot of knowledge. There was a youngster that I worked with. He was about 35 when I met him, but I was a little older than him, right?
Mhm.
He went to jail at 16. He was a kingpin.
Wow.
Yeah. Did 20 he
Mm.
did 18 years. He did
Man.
18 years. And me and him used to talk, and that boy had a rack of anger in him, man. But he was so
Hmm.
intelligent. And so I talked to the brother, who was a Fruit Islam,
Yeah.
and he said, okay, I tell you what. Why don't you bring the brother over here and then walk away and I'll have a conversation with him and I'll let you know. Right? So he had a conversation with him and the brother broke down crying. Right?
Mm.
And then I came back over a little bit after that. He was like, Troy, I'm gonna give him some things to read. You make sure he do his lessons. I'm not Muslim. I don't want
Right,
you to
right,
think that I'm
right.
not, yeah. I'm not Christian either. So
I got you. I got you.
yeah. So So when he said that, he said, your job from now, from now on, is to make sure this brother stays in a place of calmness because
Mm.
all the knowledge I'm going to give him is going to empower him. Now he's still angry, right? But all the
Mhm.
knowledge is going to empower him. And when you add those two together, now you have a purposeful, passionate person, but you still want to keep him, in a nice, calm mindset, right? So
Yep.
I said, cool. Every time we took lunch, we took it together. He's like, yeah, man, I've been reading the minister. And as time went on, you could see him. He cut his hair. He was calmer. And then a lot of times he would bring his son with him to pick up his check. And he had a daughter that he was just getting to know because she was born when he got locked up.
Mm,
Yeah, so he never really, yeah, he had grandkids.
man.
Yeah, at 30 plus years old, he had grandkids. Yeah.
Mm,
So that tells you the power of knowledge, man. If you have if you have the right teachers around you, because he wasn't trying to recruit him. He
right,
wasn't
right.
trying to recruit him. What he was trying to do was to give him something to focus on, so he doesn't go out here and kill somebody.
Yep.
Which is what he did because he saw that I was strong enough to hold him in place for a certain time. Because back then I was physically I was much stronger, but it but it wasn't my physicality that he was worried about. It was the strength of my mind, right?
Gotcha.
Right. So he was like, look, and this dude would come have lunch with me every day, right? We catch a train home. He'd go further into Baltimore. I lived in the county, right? I lived in,
Hmm.
so he was cool except for that one time we was on the train together and this white man was popping off. This was when this was in Uganda when
Mm,
they were going up on the people's land. The Ugandans was sick of the Dutch. They were sick of them. So they would basically just be going up on the land and in their houses and killing them and taking their land back.
mm,
They would straight have no mercy on them, right? But 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 it was the natives who lived there that were viewed as terrorists and savage. It
mm,
wasn't the Dutch that killed them off at first. They just took their land, and now they got sick of it, and they were killing them off and just telling them to get up out their land. They would come on their land and put tents up and say something to us. We kill every last one of you, right? So it was a white man that was going off with this brother on the bus, and brother started doing shaking in the seat, and this white woman stood up, and she's like, I hope to God, I hope to God them African kill all them Dutch. Them
mhm.
damn them damn Dutch are like roaches. She was from the UK. You could hear her accent, right?
Yeah.
He said they're like roaches. They go to these people's country, you know, and they play nice, and then they kill them and take over their land. I'm glad they're getting killed. I don't feel any remorse for them. And brother looked at her and was like, I need to talk to you. He was really about to get involved in the conversation. I'm like, no, you're not. We're gonna be all up in a nursery rhyme. Me, you, and this other cat. We're gonna be all up in. We're gonna
Oh
be all up
man.
in it. Because you understand, I was about in my mid 30s at the time. I still had a little fire left in me. I'm like, no, 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 man.
Oh
So
man.
so when he ended up talking to the white woman, man, and had a good conversation with her, and
Hmm.
come to find out that she owned some business. I forgot what she
Hmm.
owned, and she wanted to talk to him about her career. And I think he took that opportunity, and he did real well.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was
Okay.
a trucking business or whatever,
Yeah.
because he kept talking about he wanted to get a seat. I know she didn't own it. She she was an instructor or whatever, like a CDL class or whatever,
Okay. Okay.
and that's what he went on to do. And
Okay.
then he turned around and owned. He bought a truck. He bought
Mm.
a truck and he got a route. He had his own route and he was making money. And
Hmm.
she helped him do that. She helped him do
Wow.
that. So you see how things work out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Because let me tell you what, he was ready. He was ready. He's like, Troy, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm about to slap this dude, man. I'm about to. I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna do doing that today. We ain't gonna be no fights on the MTA today, man. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Yeah, because dude was probably about four or five deep, Devontae, right? I, I wasn't really worried about that because they didn't look like they could fight. They didn't. so, and at the time I was boxing,
Yeah.
and and so but I still ain't want to get into it with nobody. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was so happy when he got his truck, man. I was so happy. Yeah,
Oh
but
man,
that's just a part of
that's what's
life,
up.
man.
Yeah.
But how's everything with you? Because I know you're doing music at the time.
Yeah, I'm making more beats more than anything, man. I just play around with the MPC and put stuff together here and there, among other things. Putting online
Oh,
courses out and stuff like that. Yep.
okay. Well, I got
Yes,
to book you
indeed.
for my show. You might as well promote yourself while you're here, man.
Oh man,
I'm gonna book
shoot.
you. You here?
Yeah, yes
No.
indeed.
But I am gonna book you
Okay.
for the show, and I want to introduce you to one of my life brothers, man. His name is DJ Rebel.
Okay. Okay.
He worked with everybody from Wu Tang to Santana, baby.
Man.
He was on tour with Santana for a year, having a good old time.
Wow.
He
Word.
he was like he was like my tuning fork when I was in my 20s because I had no patience. And I'm the one that jumped. I'm the one that jumped on the group because I wrote that song. That song with Mace and Mace at 112, "Hold Me, Love Me."
Hmm.
I didn't write the rap. That's all Mace's rap, right?
Right,
But you know
right.
how it goes. Hold me, love. That's all me.
Mhm. Okay, okay.
I got a copy written. I had an appointment
Oh,
with
man.
Puffy, and I never saw a dime of that, right? You know that, right? I tried to sue him and everything, and then when he came to Maryland, to promote his joint
Oh
after
man.
after he got Biggie killed, and I'm gonna keep saying that,
Mhm.
right? Uh, he was in D.C. at first at the Donnie Simpson show, and I missed him. I drove from Baltimore, right?
Oh
And
man.
then he went to the Russ Parr show. I missed him. Then he came all the way back to Baltimore where I was, right? And I parked in front of the door of the studio at the Baltimore studios, and I called and I got through. I got through, man. I spoke to the DJ, but they were on break. So I'm
Hmm.
like, look, man. I said, look, man, I'm outside. I just want to talk to Puppy, man, because I wrote the song XYZ, just like I told you. And
Yeah.
the dude is like, well, where are you? I said, I'm parked out front. He's and I think he must have asked somebody. He's like, are you the dude that's parked right up by the front door? That's kind of blocking the front door. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And he's like, okay, click. And hung up the
Oh
phone,
man.
right? And then when it was time for Puffy to leave, he left through the back door with his army,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
with his army of dudes, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
And I was gonna cut him off, but I figured anyhow I do that, I'm getting shot that day because he came with an army. He came with an army.
Yeah.
He had more security than the president. Yeah,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. All the stuff you
and
get into.
so
I think
mm,
Chuck I think Chuck Bone might have been with them.
yeah, because you remember Chuck Bone brought him around the neighborhood when he was younger. Remember when he was younger? That
Hmm.
was his boy from Harlem, and
Okay.
people used to punk him. Yeah, you don't remember people calling him
I
dirty
kind of
Sean or whatever back in
I
the day.
vaguely remember that, yeah.
Yeah, Julio used to punk him. Remember Julio? Remember Julio?
Oh
Remember
man.
Puerto Rican Julio, right?
Yeah.
Puerto Rican Julio used to punk him.
Wow.
Yeah, that was that was Dirty Sean, who's now Puffy. Yeah,
Wow.
you never know how someone's gonna turn out.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you remember Big Barry, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Big
yeah.
Barry, Jamaican cat. He does security now, and he worked with everybody from the president to Little Wayne to Rick Ross.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's big
Wow.
as hell now. He's about 6'6" or something, about 285, man. He's
Man.
like a big Jamaican Hulk.
Wow.
And yeah, and he does he does the ground and pound, he boxed, he's his own business. He's his
Mm.
own business. And so yeah, all the people was around us, man. All of that. Yeah, but Puffy used to come around the neighborhood every now and then, especially in the summer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Julio hated that cat for some reason. I don't know why, but Julio did not like him. And, and I think Chuck and Julio were cool too. I really think
Yeah,
they were cool before Julio got, before
yeah.
he got murdered and stuff. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, man, man, it's funny. It's funny you remember that because Chuck is doing real well, man. Chuck is doing real well for him. He's doing something in marketing, and he works with Puff, right?
Yeah.
And Victor from the First Court, he has his own sports management company because
Mm.
Chuck actually put him on and taught him how to market and so forth.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
so what he does is he markets to the young Latino youth and the young black youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he gets he it and he teaches them from the ground up. So even if you
Wow.
don't play, because he's always been a big fan of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is Victor from the First Court. So
Yeah.
even if you don't get into the sport, you could go out and start your own business based on his program.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Because he was supposed to
Wow.
have been on my show 2 and 3 times already, but it was always some kind of hiccup and carrying on. And he texts me every morning. This is Victor. He texts me every morning. I'm like, "What's up, Vic?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm trying to come through." I said, "Okay, okay, fine, Vic. I'll just set the date. Then as soon as it's time come up to get on the show, nah, man, I can't make it today. Can we do it tomorrow? Nah, Vic, I got another guest coming on tomorrow." And this was going on for a while till I was like, "You all right, Vic? You all right? We still good, but I'm not gonna keep doing that with
Yeah.
you. Keep doing that with you,
Oh
man."
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you see how everything work itself out, man. We got some superstars that came out the neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yep. Yep.
yeah, yeah. I don't even
What
know
kind
if.
of go ahead, go ahead. What you gonna
Hmm?
say?
No, yeah, I don't know. If you remember, Dominic, right?
I
Dominic
remember
Aquino.
him.
Used
Yeah.
to used to
Yep.
do martial arts. Okay, well,
Yep.
Dominic is a sing. He's a singer now, man. He got his own
What?
band. He was on my show. Yeah, and he sings in Spanish and English.
Wow.
Yeah, because he no, but that's a funny story behind that. He left home because remember he lived in the third court,
Hmm.
and his parents are from the West Indies. They're from Trinidad. They were strict. So once he
Yeah.
turned 18, 19, he didn't want to follow his father's rules. So he went and moved in with Shorty. And you know how it worked back then. The parents talked to each other and
Hmm.
they agreed that everything could work out, right? So, Shorty's mom, she would have days where all she spoke was Spanish. So it was either you learn Spanish or you sit there looking like a damn fool, right? So,
Oh
so
man.
so basically, he moved out of his parents' house and moved across the street and down the block to the projects, right? And he learned Spanish from Shorty's mom.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah, man.
That's wild. Man, that is wild.
I
You
think
respond.
wait, I think somebody was talking to you. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
There's a
responding back.
brother here. No, 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 no. I mean in the chat. There's a brother here called Thoughts of the Week Podcast MPC Live
That's
2.
me.
Oh, okay, that's you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I
I,
was
I didn't.
responding back to Khan. He was asking me which NPC I had.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me shout out the young lady here because she always gives me her time.
Okay.
Girl behind the mic, bless up yourself, bless up yourself. Her and I were having a conversation yesterday because she was on another show, and she's really super intelligent. She reads dreams.
Mm.
She reads dreams because she broke something down to me one time. I was I dreamt that Richard Pryor died 1 week before he died,
Mm.
right? And she broke it down to me. She was like, "Well, somebody in your life that you really love died prior to that happening." And then she looked up the year and stuff. My It was my grandmother.
Hmm.
My grandmother
Hmm.
died that year. But I don't know what that had to do with Richard Pryor, but she could break it down a whole lot better than me. So
Okay.
yeah, so she made it make sense to me. I'm like, wow. Yeah,
Hmm.
she said, yeah, you must have. There's a connection there between love and laughter. So that's why. But
Hmm.
it was so funny that when I woke up, I had to ask people is Pryor still alive because I saw him dead a whole week before he actually passed.
Hmm.
It was clear as day too. It was clear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I
so
might have
shout
to
out.
holler at her too.
Well, nah, if she wants to, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop the link. If she wants to jump on here and give her whereabouts to where her web pages and all that, she can do that. She know I got
Cause,
no problem
cause over the
with her.
years, man, off and on for a lot of years, I just be having dreams where I'm either having to protect myself or I'm protecting somebody. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
family members, sometimes it's just strangers. I'm always protecting somebody or somebody's after me in my dream and I'm trying to protect myself. But I have these like it's kind of funny because I would have like for instance, one I recall we was in front of a theater or something, like maybe like a movie theater, and there's people around me, but I don't know them. But in the dream, it seems like I know somebody. It might have been a couple of girls or some dudes, but their faces like I never in real life they don't seem familiar to me. But then somebody would come and I could sense that they coming to get me. So I'm trying to tell them like, yo, y'all need to get out the way. And then as soon as they pop up, I'm able to jump in the air and just zip off like the character the Flash, how fast he would move. I would get up like that and fly off and move that quick, but I'd be in a whole nother city and just disappear like that. And then there's other times when I'm protecting somebody from I remember one time there was I guess it's supposed to be like a tornado was coming. I was in the house and somebody that represented my brother, like the mannerism, but it wasn't his face and nothing, but his mannerism. We sitting in the living room and I could tell like when the tornado was getting ready to, without even coming looking out the window, I could tell that something's getting ready to happen. So I'm trying to tell him like, here it come. And then I don't know if he was able to duck under something, but I ducked under something and was able to keep from glass and stuff getting on me. But I couldn't tell what happened to him if he was okay or not. But then there's another time I had another dream when with my brother again, but I was always able to save him from something. And like I said, I'm off and on for years. I had dreams where I'm always either somebody's coming after me or I'm always protecting somebody. Somebody's coming after somebody else. I'm protecting them. So, and this happened. It wasn't always back to back to back, but off and on throughout some years, I would have those kind of dreams. Then I would have these dreams where I don't know what be going on. I just be in some places like, where am I? Why am I over here? And it just be sometimes it's some nice places, real extravagant, but I'd be figuring out like, yo, why I'm over here in a place like this? And it just be nice and I just see people and everybody just seem like they're just real cool and that's pretty much the dream. And then I'll just kind of wake up from that. In other places I'll be kind of in a not in a slummy place, but it's kind of hoodish, but and I'm around some hood dudes, but the hood dudes just be cool with me and they just kind of go about their business and one day I'm in somebody's apartment, there's a bunch of girls around and I don't know them but they just seem like they're real comfortable with me, and then some other dudes would come in and then they all leave and I'm like, yo, what's all this about? I just will wake up. It's kind of some weird stuff sometimes, but
No,
yeah.
it just sounds like, by nature, you're a protector, but flipping, but on the back end, you're searching for your own peace.
Mm.
I am not girl on the mic, so I'm just
Right,
going by what
right.
I'm just going by what you said. But me, I remember as a child, man, growing up in the coops and all that, I had the same dream every night.
Mm.
I got to a fight with my twin, and we would fall off and we'd fall off the roof, and I would wake up
Wow.
before we hit the bottom.
Mm. Oh
I
yeah.
would wake up. Yeah, yeah. Notice I just slipped up and said we. Yeah, but yeah, but I would wake up and that damn cat. My grandmother had this Cheshire cat clock. I don't know if you remember those clocks. The eyes went back and forth, and the tail, and that'll be the first thing I wake up to. And just that cat never needs to scare me when I wake up, man. Grinning teeth and big ass eyes, man. But
Ah, man.
so that was my dream the whole time. And then I met this young lady years ago when I moved to Maryland, and I had some real feelings for her. And I dreamt about her. We were co-workers, and I used to drop her home, right?
Mhm.
And then I would go spend some. We got to know each other. I started spending some time with her, and that was the first time I dreamt in color.
Mm.
Beautiful blue, beautiful blue. So then I went over there and I told her, "Look, I'm starting to have some real feelings for you." She's like, "No, no,
Wow.
no, you can't." No, no, no. Let me tell you why. She said, "No, you can't."
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Everything about me is not real. Everything about and then her mom came in and was like, "Don't." She's in a sense she was telling her to be quiet, but she already was around that. So she's like, "Listen, date this drug kingpin in D.C. right?" And I turned on him because he was abusive, and he's still looking for me to this day. So this
Hmm.
name and everything else that you see is not real. As much as I would like to get to know you, you're a good guy. I can't involve you in all that. I saw her
Mm.
at work like the next couple of days. Then the following weekend, when I usually would go over her house, she was ghost, the mother, everything. So I went to see the landlord because the landlord knew me after a while. I was coming around so much. The landlord was like, "I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. We didn't have a tenant with that name here. We didn't have a tenant with that name here." And then
That's
I
still in
went
your
back to my
dream though.
job. No, this is real life.
Real life.
This is
Oh,
real life
okay.
we
Wow.
now.
Okay.
This is real life. Yeah. Then I go to work and I asked the supervisor. We heard from so and so. She's like, "Nah, she just up and disappeared." So that told me, yeah,
Hmm.
at least I'm not crazy that she was real, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
she up to disappear. But the upper management, you go ask them, and that girl never existed. Never existed.
He's on some Jason Bourne stuff, man.
Yeah. No, no, no. But you know what? No, but you know what she did that actually scared me because I don't get scared a whole lot, right? I was a poet at the time. I called myself Truth, so I was going on stage, da, 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 and she was a writer. She was a poet herself. She actually wanted to go on stage, but obviously she couldn't, right?
Mm.
So she we talked the first time we met at work, and she wrote a piece about me and brought it to work the next day, and word for word is like she looked into my soul and just broke it down. And I'm like, who are you? Because she broke me down like Chinese mathematics, man. And I was like, I don't even know you. How do you know all this about me? She's like, to tell you the truth, Troy, you pretty much an easy read for me. I'm like, what? No one's ever told me that, D. No, hey, D. No one's ever told me that. I got so friggin' offended by that comment, man.
Oh man.
And so I said, fine. I'm gonna write you a piece, right? It took me 2 weeks. I couldn't do it in one day like she did. It took me 2 weeks, and I came back, and she gave me that look like, wow, wow. Took you 2 weeks, but you definitely broke me down. And we became friends after that.
Okay.
I was in her house every weekend. But when she told me about old boy and all she was going through, I'm like, this is something straight out of a movie. This ain't real life. But come to
Hmm.
find out, it was real. It was real because I think he killed her brother right before that she
Wow.
went to trial. So that's why they were in hiding,
Mm.
But and she was waiting for them
Wow.
to come to get them out of state. So I'm guessing that
Mm.
she just I guess whoever took her out of state, the feds or whoever gave her a new name and new life and all that, and I'll never see her
Yeah.
again in life. Yeah, man. She
Wow.
was
Wow.
she was fine as all hell too. But
Man.
yeah, I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes, man. Then I'm gonna shut
Yeah,
this
no
thing
problem.
down. We said, Troy. Oh, okay. So you know what? I mean, a girl on the mic said she's at a loud event, and if you
Hmm.
are still on, I'll jump on when I get home. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it down because I got on here at what time? Got on here around 11:15, right?
Hmm.
And right now it's about what 12:36. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to overstay my welcome, but let me tell the people about you real quick
All
before
right.
I go because the last couple of guests I had on before I got weak, and I told the fans like farewell because I'm really not gonna be doing a lot of shows no more because I don't have the strength to really
Yeah, I
keep it
remember
going.
hearing. I checked that. I checked that episode out. Matter of fact, he was saying that.
Okay, well thank you,
Yeah.
man, thank you. But yeah, well me and my mentor Carl Snowden, we go back to when I was 21, so that's 30 years right there, right? Me and the other brother that you saw, Jelani, we go back to when I was 21. Funny enough, I just come back from the military, right?
Mm.
He's in a group called Bamboo Station, right?
Okay.
So me and Terrence Hawkins, aka the Duke of Comedy, he's a playwright, he's a comedian, he's an actor. He was on The Wire. His mentors
Oh,
were
okay.
Paul Mooney and Dick Gregory,
Oh
right?
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So those are his mentors. Tony Bartlett, respect. So me and him go back to when we were about 15, man, because our families really know each other from
Okay.
back in the day. I think I must have fought him and his brothers. I don't know how many times, right? Because he was friends with my cousin,
Hmm.
and he got a whole lot of mouth just like me. So so we used to get it in, man. And we go back about 36 years, man.
Man.
Right? 36 years. Me and you go back further than that.
Yep.
Cause we
Yep.
talking
Yep.
about we talking about what elementary school.
Yeah.
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 We talking about
Man.
elementary. And then we talking about we had to be in the house before the street lights turned off type stuff.
Yep. Yep. You ain't lying either. Yep.
Nah. And you knew my grandmother, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, yes. Yeah, I do.
I
Yep.
think
Yep.
I think you ate at my house a couple of times
I might
too.
have. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I do
you
remember that.
you and Cozell, and I was pissed. I was like, man, that was supposed to be my extra food, and y'all just came and just wouldn't stop eating.
Oh
And,
man.
and he had the nerve to say back. Then he had the nerve to say, "You come back tomorrow." The hell if you are. So yeah, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Yes,
yeah, we go
indeed.
back. We go back a ways, man. I'm glad to see you. You're still healthy and safe and happy,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Because I
sir.
think last time we spoke, you went was it Tennessee or Texas?
Tennessee.
Okay. Okay. So
Yep.
you still in Tennessee, or did you
Yep.
switch?
I went to Georgia for a little while
Okay.
and
Okay.
came back. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a
Yep.
good thing, man. I'm in Baltimore, man, because all my doctors and everything are here. So
Hmm.
I feel, but it was one point where I was gonna move to South Carolina
Oh,
because I
okay.
had,
Okay.
yeah, because I was offered my own boxing gym out there, right?
Oh, okay.
I was offered my own boxing gym out there by some very very powerful people. Guess who? Guess who has that gym now? Years later,
Who's that?
one Mr. And this is all coincidence. It's all
Mhm.
coincidence. One Mr. James Lights Out Tony. Yeah, because
Ah.
that's them same people
Wow.
were them same people gonna put me in Columbia.
Yeah.
So I could because there's no boxing out there. That's a football pig eating country right there. God,
Man.
they got a college stadium that holds 85,000. Most pro
Ooh.
teams hold 60,000,
Hmm.
but your college team has an 85,000 seater. Come on, man.
Man. That's wild.
Yeah, man. So, but you know, I had to do some serious thinking with my heart condition and all that. And I talked to my doctors because at the time I had two doctors. I had one who was my primary, and I was 20 years deep with him, right?
Hmm.
I had a cardiologist, 18 years deep with him. I don't like a whole bunch of doctors. I don't like it, right?
Hmm.
So they said, well, you know, we could find you some doctors down there that we know, but they're all going to be in Columbia, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So I said, well, at the time I wasn't in Columbia. I was about an hour away from Columbia, but I would take the drive. There's no problem, right?
Right. Right.
So and then I thought about the money difference too, because you know I would still get the same check from the military or wherever else I get my money, right?
Hmm.
So I thought about it. I'm like, I could probably make it work, but I'm starting over in my 40s, man. I don't really feel like doing that,
Hmm.
you know, because see, if it without the heart, I would definitely start over.
Right. Right. Right.
I
Right.
definitely start over, and I had a childhood friend that lived down there. And I said to him, "Well, let's go have a talk with these people because he's the one that set it up, right?"
Hmm.
So basically, it went from me living down there and running the gym to me being able to come down and working 3 times a month, right? And they would pay me X, Y, Z because that's a 9 hour ride on Amtrak, which I don't
Dang.
mind because I'm not paying for
Right. Right.
that.
Hey.
Yeah, because like I tell people, I don't do coach. I would no seriously. I will do, you know, business class or I'll do first
Shoot.
class, but I'm not doing coach because the toilets never work. Sure, you can call me arrogant or you know,
Hey, it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah. I will do business class or first class because you know, yeah, you know, I just need my behind to be comfortable. Yeah, but then on top of that,
Oh.
then on top of that, and once you hit DC, right, D,
Mhm.
most of the people get off the train, so you got two seats all to yourself plus the wall plug.
Shoot.
And then the only thing is, the only thing is, once you get through Virginia, which is a long ass state with a whole bunch of trees,
Mhm.
it's smooth riding from there. You can watch your movies till you fall asleep.
Okay. Okay.
And, and I cook. I'm not giving you $9 for a sandwich, and I could just cook my own food and just eat it. And $9 for a damn sandwich and $5 for a soda. You out your mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, you know that was the plan, but I actually had a stroke. That's why I didn't end up really moving
Oh, okay.
to South
Wow.
Carolina, to be honest with you. So, you know, a stroke told me, because my mom was telling me, slow down, son, slow down. And I'm
Mm.
like, nah, mom, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I think it's just time for me to leave. And so I stayed, and things actually worked out for the better over here.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. That's good.
I got I got two vehicles now. I don't have any payments on them. I got to
Shoot.
get one of them on the road, but that's gonna cost me $850 because I have a master mechanic who I go to, right?
Okay.
And he said he could do it for 850, and he never stirred me wrong yet, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so, eh, and my son, I'm gonna give him the van so he could do, you know, Uber Eats to get on his feet and all that, right?
Hmm.
And then all my doctors are basically close. I got all my medicine straight. I'm good. I don't have to worry about nothing, and I can live my life. You know?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So, but yeah, man, we definitely gotta. You know what? You gotta send me your information in the. Take my email. I mean, I'm not gonna give my number out online, but take my email real quick.
Hold on. Let me grab a pen. Thought I had a pen with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
It's my first and last name, Troy Graham, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the number 50, and it's at gmail.com.
All right.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm yeah, you can email me, tell me that you got it, and I'll send you my number, and
Okay.
we definitely I could book you on the show, and I can have Rebel on the show also at the same time.
All right.
And, you and him could parlay on the show. I'll probably say a few things, and then you two and him could just talk about music, man, because you two are the music dudes. Matter of fact, I got a show coming up on the 10th, which is an open mic show, right?
Okay.
We could just call. Basically, you could just jump on that show.
All right. You said the 10th, April 10th.
Yeah, April 10th. Hold on, I need to see the calendar,
All
see
right.
what date. Yeah, because I was gonna do that tonight till I checked my calendar and I realized I booked for the whole week. So yeah, I have to slow
Oh,
myself down.
yeah.
That's a Sunday.
Okay.
So basically, we'll say we'll start at 8 o'clock. Yeah, because he works every Friday and Saturday. He DJs every Friday and Saturday. It's never a weekend that he's off. Never.
Okay.
Right. So we start at 8 o'clock, and if the time is different, then I'll call and let you know. Right.
All right.
And
Cool.
we'll stay on for an hour or so forth. Because to be honest with you, the last show I did, because I work with a brother who's actually from the Coops. I got to tell you that story. I tell you that story off air because
Okay.
Cauzel knows his entire family.
Mm.
Cauzel knows that he. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you that story off air. I
Okay.
I, I want to say one of his cousins is the mother of Cauzel's boys,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So I don't know how much truth that is though, but yeah,
Okay.
man. I kept throwing the name out to Cauzel. His name is Glenn Diaz. He's like, I never, I don't know him, man. You know how he is. He's like, I don't know him, man.
Yeah.
And, and then about 6 months later, I got Cauzel on the phone with him, and Cauzel was kind of standoffish, like, I don't, I don't know you, bro. You know, I don't know you, right? And then he dropped one name. He
Hmm.
dropped one name on him, and he's like, that's your cousin? That's my sister. Like, all of a sudden, a spy, like a fire sparked in him. He's like, that's my sister, man. We go back about 15 plus years. And yeah, son.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
son. That's my, you know how he is, right? He got all animated then, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
son. Right. So he made one call, because that side of the family hasn't talked in 15 years.
Wow.
But there's a story behind that, which I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
And somehow I got kicked off the call, but I was cool with it. A whole lot of tears and laughter going on back there on the call.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's all we all hooked up, man. That's all we all hooked up, man. I work with DJ Rebel, like I said, he's the DJ. Glenn Glenn owns let me catch my breath real quick.
Yeah,
Major
yeah.
Key
Take your
Boxing.
time, man.
Yeah, he owns Major Key Boxing, and I partner with him, and we met in a funny way too, because both of us was on another podcast, and he kept saying he's from the Bronx, and he said, "Man, you sound like all the brothers I grew up with in the Coops." As soon as he said that, I got quiet at first and I say nothing. I ain't say nothing. And I'm like, okay. I said, wait a second. The coops, right? All I said was something like, 104.67. And he's like, yeah, 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 but I'm originally from 104.65, which is Boston Road, right?
Mm.
And so I'm like, okay, where in the coops you grew up? He said the third court. I said, get the hell up out of here. Where I grew up. And then we started talking, and he knew because he's 10 years younger than us.
Okay. Okay.
So he knows people's sons like Stevie's son and all that stuff, and that's all. I ain't gonna say no more names, right? He just he just he just knows them, right?
Yeah.
And we went from there. And then once I got him on the phone with Cauzel cleared up the rest of the stuff about who he was and who his family was, and he's like, Troy,
Mm.
you remember so and so and this or that, right, son? And I'm like, nah, man, I don't. He's like, come on, man, come on, man. You ain't been going that long. I left at 17.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that let me tell you what, man. That's my brother though, because Cauzel could be standoffish or he could be real, animated.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
he he's like, son, man. Let me tell you about them. Let me tell you about them. And I'm like, okay. As soon as he started naming off some names, then I was like, okay, I know them. Yeah, because let me tell you who else is tied into his family. You remember Neil and Vernon, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
remember Neil was married to a Puerto Rican girl?
I don't remember that, but I kind of figured it out when I was looking at his Facebook page. So I
Okay, well,
realized that.
that girl is Glenn's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there you go. But there's a
Wow.
whole lot more layers to the story than that.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a whole lot to the story. There's a whole lot to the story, and it's just like something straight out of a book, man. Yeah, man. So we have our moments where we gotta puff our chests out at each other, but at least we come back to like a happy medium. And he's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. We'll try, but if it don't work, I ain't gonna do it no more. And me being a wise ass, I said, okay, we're gonna do it till it works. He's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, man. Hey, man, I don't care how weak my heart get, man. I'm still barking at people. I'm still barking, baby.
Oh man.
Oh man, I gotta go. I gotta go catch my breath, man. It was good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Whew.
Same here, man. Same here. Same here. Let me see
Yeah, yeah, brother. Whew. Oh Lord, that was good to laugh like that, man. But it takes my breath away, boy. Take my breath away. I'm probably the only man to die in bed laughing.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have some twins too. They'll be 35, 36 years old. Like, why you laughing? You'll find out in about 5 minutes. Oh boy, I gotta stop making them jokes. But all right, brother.
All right, man. Good hearing
Yeah,
from you.
always, 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 man.
I'm sending
Woo.
you the email right now.
Mm.
Let me see here.
Oh, listen. There's a
Yeah.
dude in the chat that wants you to give your link
Yeah,
to
I put
your
it. I
show.
put it.
So
I put it in there. I
okay,
got
good,
the
good, good.
website is in there, and then from the website you can connect to pretty much everything I got going on.
Yeah, because I don't see it in here. I see him asking him for, it, but I don't see it. I don't see it in here. Though.
Yeah, it says
I,
www.norwoodventuresunlimited.com.
okay, okay, yeah,
But yeah, all my social media is in there. Different other sites to connect to.
yeah, man,
So yeah,
yeah.
everything is in there.
All right, but yeah, like I said, man, I'll see you again on the 10th, and
Okay.
you and Rebel could chop it up about music, and if anybody pops up, for the open mic, you and him could go. Could. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He said he can't see it, so hold on a
Oh,
second.
you can't? Oh, wow.
No, 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 no. Hold on. Tell me what it is, and I'll type it in here myself. Hold
All
on,
right.
hold on, hold on. Yeah, where is this? I'm gonna wait for the letters to come. Yeah, go ahead and tell me.
It's Norwood Ventures
Wait,
Unlimited.
yeah, okay, hold on, because I'm a slow typer. So it's Norwood Ventures.
Unlimited.com.
Yeah, Ventures, Ventures.com, right?
No, no, no. Norwood Ventures Unlimited.com.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Make sure I get it right. Norwood Ventures Unlimited.com,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, bam. Tell me if I got it right in the chat. You see it in the chat?
I don't see it in the chat.
I do. I see it clearly in
Oh,
the
you see it?
chat.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Cause okay, yeah, now I see it. Yeah, it's just popped up.
Okay. Yeah. So is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just put
Cool.
them all together, but yeah, they're
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. 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 Nah. Nah.
Yeah.
The brother. Yeah. The brother's in the same age group as us, so he's sharp.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. He's the same age group as us. He's just using that name online. Con Connery is a
Sean
play on
Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But let me do my outro here, and
All right, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and end this. All right, bless up. Okay, before I do that, let me shout out everybody that came through the show here. Said you got it. It's Sean Moore is the real name. He said, okay,
Okay.
okay. Let me shout out
Gotcha.
everybody that came through. So thank you everybody that came through. Let me tell you what, man. I was bored and I got sick of hearing about the Will Smith situation, so I decided to just pop on and chat. You never know what's gonna happen when you come online. You really don't know because I haven't seen this brother in years. We go back to when we were probably in first grade, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah. So thoughts of the week. Well, that's you, but anyway, thoughts of the week podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your time. Con Shonery, thank you for your time. This dude has such a smooth name, but I messed it up. Is por suits por C Central. I messed that up, but thank you for your time, brother. And again, we got Corn Shonery, girl on the mic. Respect. Thank you for coming through. Right, and I got myself. I came through. Bruce, gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Respect, Bruce. Thanks for coming through, giving me your time, brother. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And to everyone that was watching, Tony Bartlett or Toby, sorry, Toby Bartlett,
Yeah.
respect, man. Thank you for coming through. And, for all the people that were watching and everybody's gonna watch the replay, thank you for your time, man. Because time is the one thing you cannot repay. I can give you back money, but I can't give you back time. So thank you.
Mhm.
Bless up. And I want to thank this brother here, man. It was good seeing him. We're gonna keep in touch and
Yes. Yes, sir.
hopefully you and Rebel will be able to, come together and do some stuff. And that's just how I do, man. I like the network. I like the network, man. That's how I do it. Because as the world goes on and on and on and on, I'm gonna have my chance to build and to grow and make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you don't have a good foundation, nothing you make is gonna stand. Nothing. Because if you're not as good as your word, who's gonna work with you? Who will work with you?
Right.
People that people that are untrustworthy, just like you. And then we could take that back to Will Smith and how he in that one instance really really could have destroyed his entire career and his character at that. Because he built something off a positive brand.
Mm-hmm.
He built something off a positive brand. He had something going, and he smacked one of the foundation builders that opened up a door for him, like he was smacking a child. He he, he smacked him like he was a petulant child, right? And now you know what that does is that opens the doors for other fools to maybe want to try comedians, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise you to go do that. I wouldn't advise you to try any comedian. Just think you're gonna go on there. I don't
Yeah.
like your gay jokes. Okay, yeah, okay. You come up here if you want to. You come up here if you want to and see what happens, right? Yeah,
Oh
man.
man.
So I just want to thank everybody for their time, man. I want to say bless up to one and all. This has been another great episode of the Troy Graham Experience. And I don't have the strength to do as many of these as I was doing because I was doing three. I was doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That was
Mm.
my day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday was my day to do interviews, and I was doing quite a few interviews, man. Then over there at the boxing show, we had Kevin Kelly on.
Hmm.
We had Simon Brown. We had James Tony. We just had Jerry Cooney. I
Ah.
I never thought I'd get to talk to Jerry Cooney, man. Yeah, Jerry freaking Cooney spoke to him. James Tony is the man. Yeah, boy. Asim Rahman. On the fourth, I'm talking to Asim Rahman Jr. So
Man.
I've been blessed. I've been blessed, man. Like they say, you in high cotton. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I've been very blessed, man, and hopefully we could turn this thing in and make a few shilling at it.
Hmm.
And then the same thing. Same thing I'm gonna do with Rebel. I'm working on a huge, huge guest for him, and I'm working on a rapper that's been forgotten for years, but nobody ever called him out to freestyle. There's this lie that's been told for years that LL battled him. LL never battled him. They just had different songs out, where they were dissing each other, but LL never battled him live or nothing like that. You know what I'm talking about now.
I'm still thinking.
Wild
I
Wild
th-
West.
okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was the lie that kept being told that LL battled Kumo D. Where?
Exactly. Yep.
Listen, listen to me. Run DMC wouldn't battle him back then, all right? Big Daddy Kane gave him his props. He said, I was like 14, 15 when he was out. And,
Uh-huh.
and, you know, I tried to step to him. He was like, nah, shorty, you don't want none of this. Yeah, because you got a KRS-One never, and all the names that KRS-One said in a 40-year career. You ever heard him
Uh-huh.
call out Kumo D?
Nope.
No. And
Nope.
KRS-One is one of the best battle rappers we got.
Hmm.
Never heard him call out Kumo D. Because Kumo D could do street, he could do knowledge, and he could just flow.
Yep. Yep.
He's a problem for everybody. So,
Yep.
but with much respect, man, I'm going. I'm gonna go watch Power, and then I'm gonna go fall asleep. And then tomorrow I got a little cleaning to do. And tomorrow is my vegan day where I just do vegetables for the next 4 days, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta stay on this diet, man. I gotta do it. Gotta do it. So yeah. But all right, brother.
All right, man. We'll be staying. We'll
Yeah.
get in touch for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you can't reach me by the email, you can always reach me.
Yep. Yep. Yo, but I don't know if you seen that message. I thought your Facebook got hacked, man.
Years ago. Years ago. Years ago. Years ago. Years ago. Yeah. Years ago. It
I was
did.
trying to.
Yeah.
I remember trying to reach you a few times, but never got a response. So then I think you had sent him. I think you sent a message. I'm not sure, but I just came under the pressure that it might have got hacked. So
Yeah, that was years ago, man. I logged on and I had somebody else's name. And and I couldn't get into my name whatsoever.
okay.
Yeah, but the bad thing is that I had a lot of writing on there, man, that I could never get back.
Mm,
A- a- and I created a page called, Daddy's Lounge,
okay. Okay.
which was for fathers. At first, it was just for black fathers, to be honest with you. Then I
Yeah.
realized it was touching people in Indiana, Africa, France, and all over the world.
Okay.
So I can't label it just for black fathers no more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't see none of my writing anymore over there. None of it.
I
So
think I
it's,
responded to a post one time, like, oh, I might have commented on the post, but I ain't seen no comments back. So like, maybe this thing got hacked.
nah. Yeah, I did. I did, man. I did. But man, I see you still staying in shape, man. That's a good thing, brother.
Yeah. Yep. Trying to
Hey,
stay in there.
hey, man, you ever thought about opening up a gun range?
Never thought about that, man. But that's
Yeah,
an idea.
yeah, because with your skills and where you're located, you make some money doing, teaching people how to use their guns properly.
They got a lot of. Well, I can say they got a lot of them. They got a few gun ranges out here. I got a lot.
Yeah, 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 but yeah, yeah, but how many faces they have that look like yours and have your
Yeah,
background?
it's a different story.
So, yeah,
Yep.
but,
Yes, indeed.
but all right, my brother, I'm gonna go ahead and end on this and go ahead and chill out, man. All right?
All right, man.
Yeah, you have a good
Take
night.
care, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, I sent you. I
definitely. It was
sent
good.
you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you said no, you sent me an email.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay, cool, cool. You probably won't hear from me until tomorrow. Be
All right.
honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, no
All
problem.
right, man.
All right, take care, man.
All right, brother.
Everybody in the chat. What's up? Appreciate y'all, man. We gone.
Yeah. All right.